right, so we're going to go over these inequality ones. Tell me about Mary. What's the situation here? What do we know about her?
She's setting up a banquet.
Right, so we're talking about a bunch of people eating in one room. So this is clearly not from 2020, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She has 5 tables that will seat 6 people each. Cool. She will use tables that each seat 4 people to finish setting up the banquet hall. Write an inequality that can be used to determine the number of 4-person tables Mary will need. If no more than 62, it would probably help if I unfroze this, right? If no more than 62 people attend the banquet. Be sure to define the variable in your equation. Okay, so I just defined the variable. X equals 4-person tables. Right? Pretty easy. So now we're going to take what we know to create the inequality. So we know that based on what tables she already has, how many people already have a seat? It sounds like there's 5 tables. They each sit 6 people, 30. Okay. And we know that 4 people sit at each of the other tables. So we have 4x plus 30. Right? And we know something about the number 62. So we have to figure out what inequality symbol are we going to use for no more than. What do you think, Nick? Less than or equal to. Good. Because it could be, right? 62. Just no more. So then we're going to go down here and we're going to use our amazing inequality solving skills. Wall of equality. So I end up with x is less than or equal to 8. So what does that mean? 8 what? How does that relate back to the context of Mary's banquet hall setting up situation? Carlos?
She would need 8 4-person tables.
You're close.
Mary would need
She would need
8
at most, right? At most 8 tables. See, inequalities get a little crazy, right? So Mary would need at most 8 tables, right? Because she can't have more than that because then she would exceed the 62-person limit, right? So the most she's going to need is 8 tables. All right, let's try number 9. Go ahead and take a second and read about Hunter.
Hunter, you have to read the memoir.
No pressure, but we have your weekend plans all figured out, Hunter. You're going to build some birdhouses. Caden's going to watch you.
Like a bird. Like a hawk. Like a hawk. Get it?
I see what you did there.
Oh, I did it. You see what I did? You see like a hawk.
Layers of fun in this class, guys. Layers of fun. Okay, so he's starting a part-time business, making and selling bird feeders. His equipment costs $75. He makes a profit of $6 on each bird feeder. He's already made 8 bird feeders. Pretty exciting. Write an inequality that can be used to determine how many additional bird feeders Hunter will need to sell in order to make a profit of at least $135. Be sure to define your variable. So what is the X going to represent in this situation?
How many additional birds?
Yep, additional bird feeders.
I just say feeders.
Sure. All right, so we have a lot happening here. First of all, let's talk about business for a second. Do you guys understand how businesses make money?
Yes.
Like, they don't just sell stuff. I mean, obviously, that's obvious. But what do they have to do in order to sell things?
Buy it, make it.
make it or buy it from somebody else,
They
correct?
buy it for their price and then they sell it for more.
Exactly. Or they make it themselves, like Hunter here, the entrepreneur. Okay? So first thing he had to do, though, was buy the equipment, materials he needs, right, to do these birdhouses. So we know we're going to have a negative 75 somewhere in our inequality because he already spent $75. So in order for him to make a $135 profit, he actually has to make more than that because he already used 75 of his own money, right? So we have to take into effect that he's already out 75. How much has he made on the 8 bird feeders he already sold? Huh? 48? Yes.
48.
So we have negative 75. He's made back 48. How much will he make each one that he sells? So $6 per bird feeder. Minus the 75 plus the 48, and he wants to make at least
Greater than 80.
$135. Correct. Right? Hey, you know what? During the quarantine, people were obsessed with bird feeders because that's all they had to do was watch birds all day. Yeah, see? A lot of people did. Hummingbird feeders were a hit. I don't have one, but I heard they were really fun. Okay, so how many additional bird feeders? All right, so let's go ahead and solve this. So negative 75 plus 48, we get negative 27. Oops, I almost forgot my wall of equality. And now I've got my two-stepper. It's greater than or equal to, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I wrote that.
So we've got 27 here. So what does that 27 represent in the context of our problem? Yeah, he's got to get busy, Hunter. Better get to the Lowe's this weekend. Okay, so Hunter must sell at least 27 additional bird feeders. You guys are going to do some practice right now. You're welcome. Is your cold over there, Kaden? You okay? Feels good to have right here. You don't want to leave anybody out.
You need to put this back.
Yeah, so put the notes packet back into your jam. It should be between your study guide and the work you guys did yesterday. I was going to say, if it's cool, you guys can move. Plenty of desks over here. All right, so we'll do this first one together. Full disclosure, this was one of those that it was going to be a riddle, where like you do the thing and then the answers give you like a little phrase and you write a riddle. But I know you people cheat when there are riddles and things like that, so I whited it out. So anyway, I whited it out to make it at least a little more difficult for you. Okay, so you're going to work through these 6, and then you just put the number next to the answer when you find it down here. Okay, so every one of these has an answer down here. Of course, not all these are used, right? There's 12 of these, 6 problems. Okay, so we'll do the first one together. Matilda needs at least $112 to buy a new dress. She has already saved $40. She earns $9 an hour babysitting. Write and solve an inequality to find out how many hours she will need to babysit to buy the dress. So What do you think? What's our variable? What's x representing?
9x plus 40 equals 112.
What does the x mean, though?
How much?
Number of hours.
Hours she needs to work, right? So they have weird variables down here in the answers. I just use x for everything, so don't let that confuse you, okay? So we know that she makes $9 per hour plus the 40 she already has. And what's our symbol going to be? She wants to make at least $112. Elias? Greater than or equal to 112. So then you can work this out on the back. So 9x plus 40 greater than or equal to 112.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, I mean, yep, it's possible. And then you'll go ahead and whatever answer you get here, you'll write the number 1 next to it in the bottom of like the answer bank. Okay? So whatever you get here, you'll then go down here and you'll put the number 1 next to whichever it goes with.
9x plus 40 greater than.
Any questions? Yes. What? So that's where you just work out the problems on the back. Yeah. All right, say bye, Tiffany. Guys, come on. That was the saddest bye, Tiffany ever. 1, 2, 3. Bye, Tiffany.
Bye.
Much better, much better.
Question.